Okay, family, so I would like to start this second video on my journey of a healed success stepper. I would like to start it off by saying that I am so grateful to be alive today. Because truthfully, if I had stayed on that frequency of just the physical, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be here. There were too many traps set, too many manipulative acts, too many unnecessary situations that befell me. I would not have been mentally capable or able to be here to even speak to you today. So there's a reason why I'm here. And I hope that this touches your heart to help understand if you've ever been incarcerated, or if you've ever, known someone who has been incarcerated, or if you don't, to have a heart with a heart space that lets you know that sometimes people are manipulated into that system. Okay. Disproportionate minority confinement was going to be my bachelor degree graduation paper. You have to do a graduate paper, okay? And so disproportionate minority confinement in the year, I want to say 1997, 98. I wanted to write about that because I felt that there were a lot of people who were disproportionately confined. And, of course, in poverty and the lack of poverty and the lack of having, educational opportunities, financial, balance in your life, just the basic essential security needs like water, food, shelter, clothes. Those things are very vital to success. And to even take it higher than that, the educational component, making sure that you can hold a conversation correctly, looking the part, acting the part, doing all of that. That goes even deeper into the educational arena. But like an elevator, if you're on an elevator, your goal is to elevate up, right? If you're on the ground floor, your goal is to elevate and go higher. But if someone is holding you down, guess what? Not only are they holding you back, they're more or less using all their energy on you. So what I found was that in the institution of life, you must prepare for the exams outside of the classroom. But then they stifle you. And not only do they pull the weight of the elevator to where you can't excel, they also get to know you for 12 years straight. They get to know how passionate you are about this, how much you don't like that, what your views and opinions, what your religion is, what's going on in your home, how much money everyone's making. They want to know all that for a reason, because they want to get to know you, because they want to get to fuel off of how they're going to play the game with you. And they don't look at the good things you do. They squash all that. They could care less about it. Meta AI has shown me that the new process to the revelation of internet social media experience is to bring out the worst information possible and not the best. And it's really sad because they use the term that they're going to make it a safe environment. Well, what has been happening all these years? All the safety and everything else, people were doing all the underhanded things. And then now all of a sudden, here comes safety for everyone. But Big Brother is not, so it is up to us, not Big Brother, to tell our story, to tell our truth, to speak our brand. Meta AI can't do that. It doesn't have the passion. It doesn't have the equipment to be emotional. It may even sound emotional, but it's so monotone. It has no type of, let me just follow the storyline. Well, anyway, let's keep going. Success stepping to me was all about realizing that this world is not going to give you exactly what you deserve. It's going to give you what you demand, what you command, what you will not take. It will only give you just enough until you say, I'm done with this. This is an illusion. This is not the reality in which I choose to bring to my new world. So as I'm going through my processes, the last person I think would hurt me or harm me or create a criminal case in my life would have been my neighbor. Won't you be, please won't you be my neighbor? Remember that, Mr. Rogers? Well, my neighbor had other plans for my future. And I swear so many times I feel like I had a deep intuitive feeling. That's why you must be very mindful of your intuition. I had an intuition that said, this was not just that lady. This was an actual whole community. This was someone who said, this is what we're going to do and planned it out to the T. And then let me be. Start the addiction roller coaster right now. But then something happened, just like at Cedar Point a couple weeks ago. That brand new ride, I think it's called I forget the name of it. It's a curse, serious curse. It drove itself way, way, way up. And then what happened? It froze right at the height. It stopped. And then people got stuck on that. They got stuck on it because they wanted to enjoy the ride. That's all they want to do, enjoy the ride. But they got stuck on that ride. And I want to show you. Let me see if I can show you. Because the reason I want to show you this is because it's amazing. Give me 1 second.
Coaster ran into another issue over the weekend. A spokesperson confirming that Sirens Cedar Point's newest roller coaster ran into another issue over the weekend. A spokesperson confirming that Sirens Curse experienced a delay that paused the ride's operation. This was Saturday afternoon. Take a look at this viewer video. Now, the spokesperson told me today that the safety system performed as designed. Sirens Curse was restarted and guests continued the ride and exited safely. Now, this is the third confirmed issue with the roller coaster on its opening day back in late June. The train remained in a vertical position longer than it should have. And earlier this month, videos showed guests being escorted off of Sirens Curse right near its tilt drop.
Now, that's exact. They just wanted to get on and enjoy a ride, have a moment. But in this world, we have to be ready for every exam. Exams like, all types of things we can focus on. But when we focus our vibration higher, no one can take anything away from us. So the state of Ohio putting out there that I have this criminal case and they got me out there like, oh, this, that, and whatever. As I break down how they do what they do in their institution, knowing that this was against my will. This was something that took place that I didn't even realize what's going on, because otherwise I wouldn't be here today. Okay? I'm not a victim. No. Not a victim at all. Not a victim at all. And I refuse to accept that. But what I can say is that system was just like that faulty curse ride at Cedar Point to have those people all afraid. There was nothing wrong with that ride. I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, that ride was rigged to stop exactly where it was, just to put the fear into someone to either never get on another ride or to feel that they're invincible, to build their ego or self-confidence, or to have them cry. Emotional roller coaster. So as I go and digress through my case, I have to say that I don't have to lie about my degrees. I have official theses that are put on the in the graduate study school, my Emotional Healing Solutions program, the 12 steps to emotional healing recovery. Because when I went into the rooms after I got into that criminal situation, and I'm asking, well, what's wrong with me mentally? Okay, the grief, and then I'm thinking it's my mindset that had messed up, but it wasn't. It was a lacing that triggered a onset of something, of all of my trauma. It just opened it up for me. And I lashed out. I lashed out because I had no idea what was going on, and being in a strange place, being in a world that is not supposed to be here like this. The last thing you're thinking is that it's not a dream. It was all a dream. And then you wake up to a reality that now you have to serve what? Time? Time is of the essence. So as I'm going through the process, I'm realizing that I have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, played by the whiz. I've been played by the whiz. And you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. I didn't know I was in the game. And I think that is what helps us success steppers get out. When we realize that we don't even know what the hell is going on, but we're fighting and working every day for our lives. And then we wake up to everything's changing, and we're succeeding, and we're elevating, and we're growing, and we're getting this treatment, we're getting that help, we're getting this, we're getting that. On the right side of consciousness. On the side that makes you want to be happy to be Dr. Dorinashine, or to be who you are. But not to just see yourself and everything you've ever worked for thrown away because someone don't want you to compete in a game that is there for you to win evenly and fairly, equally and fairly. So as I'm going through those scenarios, those phases, I'm recognizing something. Don't be angry. Don't be angry because everything is working out for your good. I'm on the other side now. I'm on the side of having already succeeded this situation. So it doesn't hit as hard. It doesn't hurt as bad. And for those of you who may have this situation in your life, do not allow social media to portray you in a way that you can portray yourself. Write your own story. Don't let Hallmark or Lifetime or BET or Hollywood make your movie for you, because that's what they do. They put people in criminal positions and sell their information for profit. And then for millions of dollars at the box office, your actual life story can be displayed with superstars. And don't you think that you should get a piece of that? Yeah, you should. But you got to go and pay to see something that make you say, wow, you know what? That's a little familiar. That's familiar. So I'm just here to say, this thing can go on and on and on based upon the way that I see my life now, looking hindsight. I can probably make 1 million views on this topic alone, because I know what I've experienced and I know what is here. So I just want to let you know that this is video 2. I don't even know what I'm going to title it, but yeah, for those who, got Meta AI, you better get that shit right, because drdorinashine is real live and right here in the flesh. And I got the student loans to prove it. Now, if you want to take those away, then I'll just become a doctorate on a higher vibrational level, which I already am. I've exceeded that, because even when I walked across the stage to get my master's degree, I remember saying, I'm going to go get this doctorate degree, but then after that, I'm going to create a degree of my own, because that's all that's left. After you play the game so much, they get to know you so well, you can't go any further, because they've done enough. They've harmed you enough. We've given over our storyline to a society that says, okay, either I'm going to play the game and get in this cult and be whoever you want me to be, or I'm going to defy it and then get ridiculed for it. Keep growing. Keep growing. And I'll be damned if I be fearful. I'm not going to be fearful for what? There was so many times that if they could have took me out, they would have took me out, but they didn't take me out because something was stopping it. So that something is what's kicking it with me now, not the other way around. And I don't owe anyone anything, not to the degree of having to sacrifice my life or my family or anything like that. And for those who sit back and say, oh yeah, you owe, well, let me tell you this. You have to know that you're on the right side of justice yourself before you can get compensated for anything. Because now I call judgment upon you spiritually. And in that spiritual realm, the Most High is already working with you. Check the Rolodex. Look at what's happening. For those who think that they can judge me. And with that, we'll see you next time.